It's a term used in combat sports, the pound-for-pound list. The idea is simple. If all fighters were competing at the exact same weight, who's the best? These types of debates, they can transfer perfectly over into Formula One. If all drivers were in the exact same car, who would win? And this question, well, it prompted the release of our first ever TSN pound-for-pound F1 drivers list. At number 10, I've got Lance Stroll. A wrist injury prevented him from getting early season testing, but he's still scoring points regularly in the midst of his best season to date. Number 9, Yuki Tsunoda. He may seem like a surprise entry, but the car is not good and Yuki still manages to flirt with points. Lando Norris finds himself at number 8, while there is a surprise entry at 7. Charles Leclerc has the talent to be near the top, but inconsistency has marred what is quickly becoming a lost season for Ferrari's number 1 driver. At number 6, Esteban Ocon. At times, Alpine is the 5th, maybe 4th best car on the grid, yet Ocon continues to punch well above his weight. No better proof than his podium finish in Monaco.
Yeah, I just don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I'm on my cloud at the moment.
Let's move to the top 5. At number 5, Carlos Sainz. Simply put, he's outperforming Leclerc in the same machinery. In 4th is Mercedes' George Russell. The first iteration of the W14 was difficult to handle, but Russell got the most out of it, particularly in qualifying, where he may have managed it even better than teammate Lewis Hamilton. Number 3, the most decorated driver in F1 history. It's Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton is coming off a great showing in Spain, and as the car continues to improve, I expect we'll see the best of Lewis again. At number 2, it's Fernando Alonso. At 41, Alonso continues to perform at his peak abilities. He's been the biggest reason for Aston Martin's early season surge. And no surprise at number 1, Max Verstappen. He isn't just running away with the driver's title, he's proving to be the total package. Fast, aggressive, fiercely competitive, and always squeezing the best out of his car. Without a doubt, number 1 on our pound-for-pound list.
All right, Tim, let's go a little bit further into this list, starting at number 2. And I know you're laughing right here, because usually, yes, Lewis, my guy here. But 2 former teammates, Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton. You have Fernando above him. Why the choice for this year?
I think we have to take a look at what Fernando's done as a whole this season. He's been extremely impressive, considering his age. He's 41 years old, and he's doing some pretty impressive things, considering the fact that this Aston Martin car, although it's good, and they have a good platform to build upon, I still think that he's a bit ahead of this car, where with Lewis, and Lewis is obviously an incredible driver, 7-time Formula One world champion, he's amazing, but with Lewis, I just think the start of the season was a little rocky. Spain and Monaco were good events for him, and I think with this new upgrade for Mercedes, I'll be interested to see how this George Russell, Lewis Hamilton scenario starts to play out as we get further into this season.
George did a fantastic job to come from 12th all the way to 3rd. Great points for the team.
Noticeably absent on this list. It's the guy who should have the 2nd fastest car on the entire grid. And I get it, this is pound for pound, but still, he should be punching more than he has this year, and that's Sergio Perez. Why did he not make your list?
If I go back to the Miami Grand Prix, and coming into that, Sergio probably would have been in my top 5 for sure. And at that moment, I was probably saying, hey, this guy can battle for a championship. But what went down in Miami in terms of where Max Verstappen started in that race and where he finished, both drivers on alternate strategy at the same time, running different tire compounds. I think Max just got a better understanding of how the tire actually works. And the thing with Sergio Perez is that he is the tire whisperer, but I just think Max at that moment made the car work for him better than what Sergio did. And then once you get to Monaco, that crash in Q1, he was carrying way too much speed into T1. And for a driver of his experience and for a driver who's driven on the Monaco Grand Prix track as much as he has, I would have expected more from him from that race.
It was a really difficult day out there, and everything that could have gone wrong went.
This list could look all sorts of different depending on who made it, myself included there, but I won't include that. You're the expert here. But you had Lance Stroll in your 10th position there. Some people might not have had him. Why do you think he deserves to be in that 10th spot, pardon me?
I think this is probably one of the best seasons from Lance. And if we take a look at, if you go all the way back to Bahrain, you know, coming into that race with the injuries that he had, like broken bones, and racing is an extremely difficult thing to do and pilot a Formula One car when you're injured like Lance was. It was an impressive performance, but outside of that, he didn't get the testing leading into that Grand Prix weekend. And as a driver, that's very significant because you don't build the confidence, right? It takes time, and that's why testing is so important. And to see where Lance started and to where he finished in Spain are the reasons why I've got him just getting into the top 10.
Well, before the Spanish Grand Prix, Lance Stroll had finished below Alonso in every single race of this season. Let's see if he can continue that form in Canada.